Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Well, hello and welcome back to Jane Jackson Careers, my podcast that discusses everything to do with careers. This is episode 15, and today I'm discussing the top 10 tips to secure an interview. Please remember that if you ever need more advice on your career or any aspect of your career or career transition, please find me at janejacksoncareers.com or janejacksoncoach.com. You'll find me at both of those two URLs. Okay, so on to the top 10 tips to secure an interview. Looking for a new job often evokes a whole range of feelings, and you might experience initially soaring exhilaration, excitement, and anticipation in the early stages when you feel confident that the universe will smile upon your every move. This usually happens when you think, okay, I've had enough. I'm going to take control of my career now. I'm going to look for a new job. Some people might decide to leave their existing job and look for a new job because they just can't stand it anymore. Or you might be looking while still going through the motions in your previous role, or perhaps you've experienced a redundancy and you think, okay, well, I've really got to get a job now. Whatever the reasons are, initially you think, yes, I'm in control, I'm going to find a job, and you feel really positive and everything's working well. And if all goes according to your plan and the offer lands on the table, you sign it and you're off and away to a new rewarding career, that's fantastic. However, what if the universe doesn't deliver to your expectation? And then the job search process seems to take such a long time. What you'll start to feel is impatience, frustration, confusion, anxiety, and maybe even despondence. Now, if this sounds really familiar, please take a step back, breathe, and take stock of what's happening. If there is no forward momentum and movement or interviews coming in the job search process, it's time to reassess and reset your game plan with these 10 no-nonsense tips to get an interview. Okay? So first of all, what do? Let's go through the 10 steps. Step 1 is reset your mindset. If things are not working, you must maintain your confidence. What you've got to remember is you're still the same competent and capable professional that you were at the beginning of the process. It's just that the time is starting to eat away at your self-confidence. So be fearless and know the value that you have to offer employers. An amazing resume isn't much use in the hands of a depressed candidate. So you've got to maintain those confidence levels. Be mindful in all that you do. What I suggest is, first thing every single morning, take time to focus on what you have to do each day. Tell yourself that you will complete all the tasks that you set yourself with confidence and with a positive outlook. It's so important to put yourself into that positive frame of mind. Now, step 2 is to identify your goals and your values. Create clear and concise career goals that really align with your values. Be sure that you know what you want so that you can focus your efforts in the right places. Have you thought about what your values are? What's most important to you in a work environment? What is it that you really want? Do you want recognition or status, or is it the money, or is it the affiliation and the friendships, or do you want to be in a beautiful environment overlooking the harbour bridge, or do you want to have a time freedom, or do you want to work part-time? Think about what is it that's most important to you. What are you aiming for? If you don't know what you're aiming for, it's really hard to get there. So you need to identify your goals and values. That's step 2. Now, step 3 is to identify and nurture your referees. Identify the people who will be really strong referees for you. You can choose previous managers, co-workers, customers, clients, vendors, or anyone who knows you in a professional capacity and thinks that you are really great. Let them know your progress once they've agreed to be your referees so that you can prepare them when a reference check is imminent. So, your referees, very, very important. Step 4, create your action plan. It's much easier to get to your destination if you happen to have a roadmap. That way you won't get lost and take the wrong turns, right? So let your action plan guide you with the tasks that you need to complete on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Set your own KPIs, your own key performance indicators. For example, how many calls to your network will you make each day to set up how many meetings each week? What's your goal? Maybe you need to make 10 phone calls a day. Maybe you need to make 20. I know that sounds really like an awful lot of phone calls, but if you've got your list of people to contact, you just work through them. You probably won't be able to reach a few people. But the people that you do reach, what are you going to say to them? Now, how many hours are you going to spend each day researching companies, contacting recruitment agents, making applications? Set your plan. Decide on how much time you will spend on each activity. Having set targets to reach each day gives you regular small wins, and that way it gives you that sense of accomplishment every time you get a little win, and it gets you closer to securing that interview. So plan your days. Step 5 is identify who you know in your target market. Now, this process should primarily be a people search, not a job search. People are the ones who make the hiring decisions. Of course, online job boards are part of the process. However, your network is going to point you in the right direction. The right people can recommend you to those who are decision makers in your target market. You really need to get in front of the decision makers. You can use LinkedIn to find out who can link you to people who can provide the information you need, who will provide the advice, the guidance, and, if you play your cards right, referrals to those who can get you in front of the people who in turn can get you closer to the decision makers. It's one step at a time. It's a step-by-step process. Sometimes it's a bit like doing a tango, or rather a cha-cha. Sometimes it's one step forward, one step back. So just learn to dance in the moment. The networking process, it can be fun. It can seem a bit daunting, but if you identify who you need to get in front of, who is in the position to make a decision about hiring, then that way at least they can get to know you. So if a role comes up, maybe you'll be top of mind. Step 6, identify your economic value to an organization. So if you can identify what worth you're bringing to the organization in your target market, you'll be able to know what will resonate best with the hiring manager. What is it that they're hoping to fix? You want to be the solution to the problem. So research the challenges of the department or of the organization, the challenges of the team, or the challenges that that manager might be experiencing. You can use this information in your applications to stand out from other candidates because you'll be in the know. How do you find out that information? Use information databases such as Global OneSource or Evention, or have a look on glassdoor.com because it does give you some background information about companies. Look on Google, look on LinkedIn, pick up the phone and start to speak to people who are in the industry who might be able to give you a little bit of extra information. Next step is step 7. Prepare your written and verbal introduction. Make sure that you know what you want to get across in your career summary, in your resume, in the opening paragraphs of your cover letter, and when meeting with your network. You need to have that pitch, that positioning statement ready. What are you going to tell people about yourself? What's most relevant? What are you going to say if they say, "So, how can I help you?" Or, "Can you give me a little bit of an overview of your professional background?" Know what you're going to say and make sure it's as positive and as powerful as possible. I've worked on a very brief intro so that if I'm sitting on a plane or if I happen to be sitting on a bus or I meet someone and they say, "What is it that you do, Jane?" I tell them, "I'm a career management coach. I specialize in career transition. And what I do is I help senior executives through the emotional roller coaster of redundancy." That's my tiny little 10-second pitch. When you hear that, you kind of get what it is that I do. So what is your pitch going to be? Step 8 is tailor your application. You need to create a powerful cover letter and resume and make them high-impact documents that communicate your ability to produce results. Provide proven examples of success in areas that are relevant to the role. Relevant to the role is the key thing that you must remember. Pick up the phone first when responding to any advertised roles. By speaking with the advertiser, you give yourself a chance to market yourself even before submitting the application. By asking for more information, you may even gain additional valuable insights so that you can tailor your own cover letter accordingly. Now, step 9, practice self-care. Take good care of yourself. Create a routine that feels good. Take time every day to release the tension. Exercise, meditate, prepare nutritious regular meals, get enough sleep. Whatever it is that works best for you, you decide, and schedule some time to meet up with your friends as well and allow yourself time to relax. Schedule in relaxation time. You're going to be working hard on your job search, and looking for a job can be a full-time job. However, you must also give yourself breaks. Coffee breaks, tea breaks, lunch breaks, time to relax in the evening. Let it rest. And when you get called in for an interview, you want to be well prepared and confident and not frazzled and exhausted. So you need to get a good night's sleep before the interviews as well. And finally, step 10, reassess every 2 weeks. Identify the strategies in your action plan, and they should be networking, working with recruiters, online applications, target marketing, exploring internships perhaps, exploring voluntary roles perhaps to expand your network, but whatever it is that works best for you, and reassess what is not working. Focus on what yields the best results for you, while always remembering to keep in mind that majority of your time should be spent expanding your network in your desired area. So I hope that helps. So those are my top 10 tips for securing an interview. And if you listen to them and if you follow them, you will get results. I can't guarantee how long it's going to take, but it is a process. So set realistic expectations to manage your stress levels. And if you need practical support as you take this journey of job search or job career transition, let me guide you. Visit me at janejacksoncareers.com or janejacksoncoach.com. Or you can hop onto LinkedIn and find my Navigating Career Crossroads forum, which is a LinkedIn group where you can post questions and discussions as well if you've got anything that you'd like to ask. So good luck. I hope it works well, and take these top 10 tips to secure your next interview. And until next time, remember, believe in yourself and create magic.
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.